Hi, welcome to a new video dedicated to a new toys quadcopter. It's nothing else than the DJI Mavic Toys Glide quadcopter. Don't be wrong, it's just a toys. This model is the VISUO, the XS809HW. So this means that it's in the Wi-Fi version, in a 2 megapixel version. You have also a simple 0.3 megapixel Wi-Fi version and a pure camera version. So this model comes in this white box, and here is the contents of this element. So what you will find first, an instruction manual, or correctly written in English, where you will be able to find all the role of all the radio button. And what I like with this radio, everything is written directly on the radio control. That's great. Usually you have to each time to match your instruction manual. So now in the field you can be wrong. That's a good things. And three AAA battery, AA batteries required to fit your transmitter. You will be able to find the QR code to download the application, either Google Play, iOS, and everything is okay. I will show in later how to use it, and for example in this page how to calibrate the gyroscope. So let's continue to discover the packaging. We have, in terms of accessories, a bag with 4 spare props, and quite usual for this 250 mm quadcopter category. Another bag with a screwdriver and USB charging cable, ending with a micro USB connector, a set of 4 prop guards. I can give you an information about the weight of each of them. So approximately 2.9 for one prop guard, so around 12 grams added if you want to install all the prop guard security system. This is a LiPo. As you can see by the plastic box, it's a proprietary format, but inside you can find a 900 mAh power, 1 cellular model, no discharge rate mentioned. And on the lateral side you can find a micro USB port where you will be able to recharge it thanks to this USB charging, or even better with your own computer, as you prefer. So you have just need to clip, so it's an easy plug and play system, but it's also a proprietary system, so it means that you will have to buy some spare one, usually a little bit more expensive, thanks to the proprietary system. So this model of LiPo weighs standalone 28.5 grams, and if you need some exact dimension, it's approximately 73 millimeters by something around 28 by 13. And on the rear side you can find the 3-pad connection. You can't be wrong when you insert. Please have this plastic grab on the bottom side, just push and clips, and voila, and the same to retrieve the battery. So what we have this radio transmitter. As I said previously, 3 AA batteries are required to feed your transmitter. Any MH rechargeable battery is working. We have a main power button, but no specific LCDs, and to harm the machine you have to push up and down, and after you have a solid line, mean that it's ready to be armed and used. So as I said, all the buttons have their own indication, the takeoff button and the stop button. So be aware, I found maybe there is a drawback. The stop button is very close to the takeoff or land, so be aware, by accident if you press on it you will cut in mid-flight all the engine, and if you are very high it can be problematic because you can crash very easily. So you have to reflex to turn on the radio, push up and down to recheck the control of the machine. It's a little bit annoying my point of view. We have here a joystick, completely useless. I guess this transmitter is generic for all the model of VISUO. And we have the camera here and the photos, or in the inverse. Don't be wrong, there is no micro SD card slot in the quad, so a completely useless button. Only the headless button here and the 1K return can be used. If you want to install, and I guess you want to install your smartphone, just collect your installing like this. You can install up to a 6-inch without any problems. That's great. On the top of it you have a speed button. 3 speed mode are available. 1 time, 1 beep correspondingly. So So by default you are in beginner, so if I'm pressed I will be in intermediate, 2 beep, and one more time expert, and I will return to the beginner rate. Here is to perform 360 flips, and you will have to indicate the direction where to flip, and then it will in theory perform the 300 automatic flips. So pretty nice transmitter. You have to know that the radio protocol is based on the XN297LW LBW RF chip. So in terms of control range, should be not so bad, but of course be checked in practice. In terms of phase safe, the machine will stop the motor after 3 seconds after losing the control, but I will make the demonstration in the field. So let's now have a look to the main machine. What we have unfold a 200mm 250mm machine, but for transportation it's foldable. That's great. So you can reduce and the size for transportation. So very easy to unfold, okay, like this. The plastic quality is an average, not fantastic. Okay, you can feel that it is a thin plastic to reduce the cost, but standalone this machine with the battery installed, but without the battery installed, is about 103.5 grams, with the battery reaching 130.6 grams, so start to be a little bit heavy. But with the prop guards, okay, you will have to add something about 12 grams if I'm not wrong. So I will try to, yes, to carry everything. Not sure it will be obvious. Of course, something about, I won't manage to do it. Okay. Yes, I managed. So 153.1 grams. So of course you have a gear system for each motors. It's brush motors, so we have the gear system here, and everything good news in nylon. So as well the pinion of the motors, as well of the main gears. In terms of motor, we have 8.5mm by 20 cordless. So always talk in advance such kind of motor. It's super easy to access to the internal parts. So first you will need to remove this 1, 2, 3, 4 screws of the arm axis. Okay, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tiny screws to remove to open the machine, and you will be able to find the flight control board. Okay, be aware the 2.4 GHz antenna is installed horizontally. If you want to extend your range, please install it vertically, maybe drill a small hole on the top of the canopy. It will help a lot the radio propagation via the radio. Okay, so good news, if you want, you can control both the machine via the radio, obviously, but also via the apps. So what I will do is to show you the real-time rendering of the apps. So I will plug first the battery, connect the machine. You have a power switch on the bottom side, that's great. And look that we have a camera with a wide angle. That's great. My god, they understood that we have to install such kind of 120 degrees the field of view lens, and the lens thread is about 680, so it's an M7 format. Okay, so and the good news, well, the lens can be down tilt, not up tilt. Okay, but when it's in horizontal position, I found there is some free gap like this, so it can vibrate in the field and maybe introduce some yellow. Have to be confirmed in the field. If you want to fix that, maybe insert a small piece of foam to block everything, and it should fix. So now I turn on the quadcopter. I will turn my tablet, for example, okay, and I will check that on my Wi-Fi settings the system will be seen. So after a couple of seconds, the system is appearing, so it's a Wi-Fi 720p, etc. Okay, I will press connect, no password to connect. Okay, so at least no real difficulties. And either you download, you scan QR scan this QR code here to download the application, but I will show you. So the main interface is either the XSW UFO, so we can start it. We have a basic settings pages here, but nothing special, parameter autosave, right hand mode, that's all. Okay, and you have to press and play to enjoy. And we have the real-time feedback, okay, as you can see. So here is to return to the previous menu, here is to take a photo, here to record. Be aware, record are not in 720p resolution, it's in a poor VGA at 50 frames per second, like the EHC, I would say, E052, okay, so that's a drawback. Here is to reload recorded file or photos. We have an Explorer, okay, back. Here is to select the speed mode, 30, 60 and 100. Here is to turn on or off the altitude, the barometers, but I think it's turned off on permanently, so you will have always the altitude hold. Here is to control the system via the tablet thanks to the built-in inertial sensor of your smartphone or tablet. And here is to activate the virtual sticks. So if you want to control, you have to press first on and then after to press the takeoff button. But you don't have it with this software, okay? So basically with the original software proposed by the QR code, you cannot control with the remote. But if you take another software, for example, from the EHC E52, you can control, so exactly the same interface, but look that on the resolution we can preview in 720p. I'm not sure it's working, but at least it seems that the video feedback quality is better, okay? And we can press play. And we have also the same stuff like this, but when I will press to let appear the control, okay, I will have a takeoff button appearing here, so I will show in the field, and you will be able to control the machine thanks to the apps. That's great. So it's more or less the same. We can also perform the 360 flips with this application, so small details are added, and it seems that the video control a little bit better, but not completely sure. Okay, so I think I make the tour of the system. Okay, a basic toy quadcopter, 250mm machine. In terms of flight time, it would be expected about 7-8 minutes. I will check in the field. About the control range, when you're controlled with the radio plus the Wi-Fi FPV feedback, I think above 30 meters you should meet some problems. So please perform the antenna mode if you want to extend, but obviously the phase-safe test must be done and be checked that there is no a lot of big potential flyaway. Okay, if for example, if the machine stops to after 3 seconds, it's still acceptable, but above 5 or 8 seconds is completely unacceptable, and the potential flyaway is very dangerous from my point of view. Okay, so now it's time to go in the field and check everything. Welcome to the demo flight of the VISUO XS809HW. So first I will fly it with the pure tablet control, okay, and to see how it's possible to fly and to control everything. Okay, and after I will switch to the remote control. Okay, let's go. Okay, so we turn on my screensaver and then turn on the machine. So we have a power switch, that's great. I can see anything into the light. Yes, now it's turned on. So we wait a couple of seconds that the Wi-Fi chip will be up, and then connect to the quadcopter, no password. So scanning, it takes a couple of 10 seconds, something like this, maybe 15, to be available. Okay, so I'm connecting because I'm completely the unique source of Wi-Fi, and then I will, as I told you, I will use the different software, GUFO. Okay, and I will show you the different information. So I'll turn on the 720p preview, and generally I won't use the recording option of the application, okay, on the camera icon, because first of all the resolution is saved into VGA format in 15 frames per second, so I prefer to capture all the screens via the screensaver. Okay, it will be I think a little bit better. So to control everything, I have to turn on the virtual control, and then first click here on this icon in yellow, and right now press on virtual stick, and then okay, I've got the altitude hold. I can press the auto takeoff. Let's see, and voila! So now I can control the machine with the sticks, and I will immediately go to 100% because it's a little bit windy, but as you can see, I can control perfectly the machine. Okay, this is a yaw. Okay, and so no problem to control this machine with a pure Wi-Fi solution. So let's check a little bit the yaw rate. Quite slow, and not super fast even in expert mode. Okay, so I've got an altitude hold. So it's super stable, and thanks to the 120 degrees field of view of the lens, the Wi-Fi feedback is, I would say, much more compatible with FPV. Okay, don't expect something great, but at least within a range of something around 30 meters, we don't have so much lags. We don't have a super, okay, I lost the signal. So the wing comes from my back, but the radio control is okay. It's not so slow, not super fast as well. So beware in wind condition. Okay, so I want now to turn on more the radio control. Okay, so now I will take the control with the radio. So I will turn the quadcopter and immediately the transmitter, and we'll harm the machine. Now I've got a solid red LED, this arm. Okay, and after I will connect to the tablet and to enjoy the recording as well. So we'll have to go to the settings. I will start recording here. Okay, so I'm connected to the 720p camera, and I will also go and plug to the main application. I've got the feedback. Okay, and I will now use the controller. So many options to take off. Just press the take off button like this, and voila. So you got the speed mode on the left shoulder button. I am in intermediate. Let's see how is it. Okay, not so bad. But what I want to do is to perform a phase safe test. Okay, so what I will do is to turn off the controller. Okay, in low altitude there is wind. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so around 4 seconds of phase safe. After 3 seconds it starts to descend, in slow descent, so it's good, but be aware if you're high in altitude, could be problematic. So I will check again, so I can land by pressing the same button while controlling the descent. That's great, I like this option. Okay, I will try to reconnect on the tablet. If I'm reconnecting automatically, that's great. Okay, so where is the application? Crashed maybe. Okay, that's great. And I will press the auto takeoff. Intermediate mode, expert mode. Okay, so let's see what this machine have. Yes, it's much better, of course, with a controller. Whoa, not so bad. So let's try a flip, the right shoulder button. Yes, take some altitude. So as I said, if you meet some range control problem, you can always perform the antenna mode, but actually the control range is not bad with the radio. We have an XN297LW, wow, and it should offer a little bit more power, okay, and as well the possibility to lower the data rate, so in practice it means a longer distance, but it's fine. Well, the controller are nice, okay. So typical beginner quad, but be aware with the altitude hold, sometimes it's a false friend for beginners because it's a little bit more sensitive to the wind in such conditions, but it's flying well. Okay, so what I want to perform is some video in altitude. Okay, try to climb a bit. We have a 900 mAh LiPo, so I don't expect to have the FPV signal at such distance, but could be. So be aware it's super wind sensitive, huh? So it's a 100, less than 130 grams machine, and the descent range, look at, is slow. So if you need to descend in emergency, don't be wrong with the stop button. If you press on it, you can have a lot of trouble. Okay. Whoa. Wow, what's happened? I fall from the skies, a dropout. We try. I guess I reached the end of the battery, something like this. Wow, but I was lucky to fall more or less on the plane surface. I don't think there is some damage. Yes, I guess I've got so low. No LVC alarm actually. That's a bit strange. So, can we? No damage. Okay, maybe some herbs have been introduced. No, don't think so. So maybe I will be able to continue. The FPV signal is still here. Yes. Can I take off? Yes. So I lost the control and I descended. So be aware, I was something 25 meters. So of course, if you're connecting the Wi-Fi device in the same time you're controlling, you will limit both of the control range, no free lunch, because they are working on the same 2.4 gigahertz. Okay. So, but it is a Wi-Fi device, so it's obvious that we need the FPV feedback. Okay. So the addition of the wide lens is a big positive plus for this machine. We try to be stabilized in altitude hold. The altitude variation is small, but this is more the X and Y, okay, because no GPS stabilization, so we will drift a lot in the X and Y plane. But in Z, it's not so bad. Now the barometers are working pretty efficiently. Let's have a look. It's a relatively silent machine. Full speed. Not so bad. So with altitude hold, I'm always surprised to not lose altitude as soon as I press down the sticks. It takes a couple of seconds. You have a descent rate as well as an ascent rate. So the rates are okay, smoothing, probably a little bit the video, but it's more sporty than the last watch in E52 I reviewed some time ago. Okay, so it's cloning the Mavic design, of course, but anybody can be wrong with. So I want to try a range test, okay, but as I said, we have a flyaway potential of at minimum 3 seconds. No, it's not so bad. The flight duration is not bad at all as well. No LVC alarm yet. Still some punch. So the flight duration is another positive point of this machine. Yeah, still energy to have flips. But look at the drift is huge. Okay, I forgot to mention how to calibrate the machine. So what I will press is to calibrate the machine. It will probably help a bit. I will press the landing button. What I like is you can control the machine while descending. It's great to make some fine landing. So to calibrate, you have to push, if I'm not wrong, outer position, okay, lower, and you have a beep indicating is calibrated. You can always also take off by pressing inner the button, and is arming also, if you prefer a manual way, and the auto takeoff button. It's up to you. Basic choice, but not so bad for learning. As I said, I always prefer a machine without any altitude hold and some stuff because I know how to fly. Oh, I lose one more time. I lose the power. So last time maybe I got a face safe and is descending slowly, but strange. Or maybe I reach LVC alarm right now. Let's check that, if I got some flashing LEDs. Yes, I've got some flashing LEDs, I hope you can see. So it was time to land, but the flight duration time is pretty good, something above 6 minutes, maybe close to 7, so not so bad. Okay, so I will conclude this testing of this VISUO XS809HW. Okay, and perform some conclusion. So I will stop recording here. Okay, stop the interface and turn off everything first. So what we have in hand, we have a foldable machine, good for transportation, with a good flight duration, and we have a wide angle. That's great. And well, the 720p resolution are only for the FPV feedback. When you are recording, you are only in VGA and for 15 frames per second. You are around 30 meters, 40 meters with the Wi-Fi feedback on your favorite smartphone. If you want to reach a little bit more, look that you have a small 2.4 GHz antenna of the Wi-Fi, and for the receiver, it's around here. Drill a small hole, you will extend the range a little bit more, but be aware the phase safe is at least a minimum of 3 seconds. So if you will be high, 3 seconds plus the time to descend, it could represent something about 10-15 seconds while moving by the wind. So you can have a potential extra distance of 30 meters without difficulties. Okay, so be aware of that. The wind resistance is not amazing. Okay, and thanks to the altitude hold, it's also wind sensitive. So I hope you enjoy this video. If you like it, please send it, and see you next time. Bye bye.